In 1902, a movie premiered that would change cinema forever. It was called A Trip to the Moon, and it took audiences on an adventure unlike anything they had ever seen before. The man behind this groundbreaking film was Georges Méliès, a French illusionist and filmmaker. Méliès was fascinated by the possibilities of cinema. He saw it as a way to transport audiences to magical and impossible worlds. Méliès built his own studio and experimented with cameras and special effects. He was a true pioneer of early cinema, and his work helped to shape the future of filmmaking. A Trip to the Moon was his most ambitious project yet. It was a silent film, meaning there was no spoken dialogue. Instead, the story was told through visuals, music, and title cards that appeared on the screen. This film wasn't just about entertainment, it sparked our imaginations. For the first time, people saw the potential for cinema to tell stories about space travel, alien encounters, and other worlds. A Trip to the Moon wasn't just a movie, it was the launchpad for a whole new genre science fiction cinema. Like and subscribe to emgotv1 channel for more stories. To truly appreciate the impact of A Trip to the Moon, we need to travel back to the early 1900s. Imagine a world without blockbuster movies, streaming services, or even televisions. Cinema was in its infancy. Most films were short, simple recordings of everyday life. Think trains arriving at stations or workers leaving factories. Méliès' vision was different. He understood that cinema could be much more than just a recording device. It could be a tool for storytelling, imagination, and spectacle. He wanted to create films that would amaze and astound his audiences. He wanted to take them on journeys to the impossible. Méliès' films were filled with magic tricks, fantastical creatures, and elaborate sets. He used his knowledge of stage illusion to create special effects that were groundbreaking for the time. Audiences were captivated. Méliès' films offered a portal to new worlds, sparking a sense of wonder and possibility that resonated with moviegoers. Inspired by the works of Jules Verne, a famous science fiction writer, A Trip to the Moon follows a group of astronomers who travel to the moon in a giant bullet-shaped capsule. They encounter strange creatures, explore the lunar surface, and even escape from the Moon King. The film is a whimsical adventure full of imagination and humor. Méliès' film captured the spirit of Verne's writing, which often explored themes of scientific exploration, adventure, and the wonders of the universe. Just like Verne's novels, A Trip to the Moon invited audiences to dream big and to imagine the possibilities of what lay beyond our planet. This film wasn't just about special effects, it was about telling a compelling story. The characters, though silent, were expressive and engaging. The plot, though simple, was full of twists and turns. Movie magic in the making. Méliès' special effects. Méliès was a master of special effects. He developed innovative techniques that were light years ahead of their time. One of his most famous effects was the substitution splice. This involved stopping the camera, rearranging elements of the scene, and then restarting the camera. This allowed him to make objects appear, disappear, or transform right before the audience's eyes. In A Trip to the Moon, Méliès used this technique to create the iconic image of the capsule crashing into the eye of the man in the moon. He also used dissolve transitions, superimpositions, and miniature models to create his magical world. These techniques might seem simple by today's standards, but they were revolutionary in 1902. Méliès' creativity and ingenuity paved the way for the special effects we see in movies today. He showed filmmakers that anything was possible on screen. From silent films to space operas, a lasting legacy. A Trip to the Moon may have been a silent film from the early days of cinema, but its impact on science fiction cinema is undeniable. The film's imaginative story, groundbreaking special effects, and whimsical sense of adventure inspired generations of filmmakers. It showed the world that cinema had the power to transport audiences to other worlds. Today, we have massive space epics like Star Wars, Interstellar, and Dune. These films, with their breathtaking visuals and complex narratives, owe a debt to Méliès and his pioneering work. Méliès' legacy extends beyond the world of cinema. The iconic image of the capsule in the moon's eye has become a cultural touchstone. It's a reminder that even in the early days of cinema, filmmakers were dreaming big and taking audiences on incredible journeys. Méliès showed us that the only limit to storytelling is our imagination. And when it comes to exploring the universe, the sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning.